And there was also something called the Food Service Board. And that was the group that was responsible for the cafeteria.
We've heard some stories about the cafeteria.
I hope some of them were pleasant.
They
Anyway,
were.
okay, because
They've
what
all been
happened,
great.
what
Yeah.
happened was, again, I don't know how it happened. I was put on the board. The next thing I know, I was made chairman of the Food Service Board. So we had to go for a contract, renew a contract, and it was the people, I can't remember who had it, but it was time, the contract was up, and we did what I thought was the right thing to do. We had people compete for it, and then we selected someone who took over the cafeteria, and this is a story which I'm not exactly sure how true it is, but one Friday, they used to have mac and cheese and stewed tomatoes every Friday.
Okay.
And one Friday they didn't have it. And so, and this turned out after years it had become my favorite and expected on Friday. So I showed up with the contractor one day and I said, hey, there was no mac and cheese. And I said, choose what we want. I said, yeah. I said, but I'm on the Food Service Board. I like mac and cheese and stewed tomatoes. And they had it on forever and ever after that. The other thing is that somewhere in the Navy, a Food Service Board went broke. Because what we would do is we would collect money and have so much in reserve just in case the contractor left, we'd be able to hire and run a Food Service Board. Well, we did all right at that. And so the Navy decided what they would do. They came up with this brilliant idea. Since this one group folded, they would bring all the ones that won, all under the Navy supervision, and they would collect our money. And then they would decide how much would go back. So I went to the center commander and, what are you going to do? Aris says, Navy wants to do this. And I said, tell them we're doing a nice job or something. So I went down to talk to the people, and they had come up with a date that they said, we're going to pull the people in after a certain date, everybody that has more than so much money. We came up with a brilliant idea that from now on we would have specials. See, I can't give things away. I grew up too poor. I just don't know how to give things away. However, we reduced our lunches to a very minimal amount. Business boomed because every government employee wants a break when he could get it. And we paid the difference out of this fund, and we got just below the amount of money that was allowed, and so our money wasn't sucked in. When they moved to Pax River, I wrote a check and sent it down for whatever we had left to keep. So I felt kind of, these are things that the center continued with their engineering and their flights and all the wonderful stuff, but in the background there's always these little support things going on that just keep things going on.
Absolutely.